the Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, Sri Krishna says to Arjuna that he is sorrowing for things that he shouldn't sorrow for, and though he is speaking like a wise person, his actions are not like one. Then in the 13th shloka he says, Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhiraha tatra na muhyati. Yatha, just as dehinaha, one who has got a body, the embodied, asmin dehe, in this body, kaumaram, childhood, yauvanam, youth, jara, old age, tatha, and also dehantara prapti, going to another body. That means when one discards one body, or when a body gets destroyed, then that person takes birth in another body. Tatra, there, dhiraha, the person who is calm, steady, who knows what is what, na muhyati, is not deluded. Generally people are afraid of death and they think they die, etc. But a person who is a wise person, who knows the reality, does not die and does not become disturbed when the body is destroyed. So the person knows that actually the Atman, self, is not dying. It's only the body which is changing. So also, just like once a person has taken birth, that body goes through different stages of development, like childhood, first infancy, then childhood, then youth, then old age, etc., and finally death, and also then goes and takes birth in another body. So similarly, just like in one life itself there are so many different transformations, similarly a body also takes another birth. So it is not, a person does not get disturbed because one is stepping into middle age, or a person does not get disturbed because one is stepping into youth, etc. So just like people take that in the natural course of things, similarly one should see death also in the natural course of things. But it is not possible by ordinary people. It is possible, but they don't try. They are always afraid of death. Why is it that they are afraid of death? Because there are a lot of desires, and they think that if I die, how will I fulfill these desires? So they have this fear of losing one's body. Matraha sparshaha tu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha agama painoho anityaha tam stitikshasva bharata. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, Sri Krishna is addressing Arjuna. Matra sparshaha, the contact of senses, sense organs with sense objects, to indeed Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkhadaha, produces the ideas of cold, heat, pleasure, pain, etc. Shita means cold, Ushna means heat, Sukha means pleasure, and Dukkha means pain. So it produces the notions of cold, heat, pleasure, pain. Agama painaha, and it has got agama, beginning, and apainaha, end. So all these experiences, they begin and they end. All the notions of these experiences also begin and end. Anityaha, and because anything that has an end is impermanent, so these are anityaha, impermanent, temporary. Bharata, one who belongs to the lineage of King Bharata, that is Arjuna here. Tan titikshasva, so bear with them. So all these ideas of heat and cold, of pain and pleasure, are born only because of the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects. There is no independent existence of something called heat. There is no independent existence of something called cold. There is no independent existence of pain or pleasure. All these things appear only when one gets in touch with sense objects. If one doesn't get in touch with sense objects, they don't appear. But in dream, they appear. You are sleeping. You are sleeping in your bed, and maybe you have draped a blanket or a quilt or just a cover, whatever it is. You are sleeping, and then you see that you are walking in, say, Antarctica. And in Antarctica, you are surrounded by all penguins who are singing the latest Bollywood song, their version of it. And you see that they are all saying quicking, 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 and then you feel cold. But you are in Kolkata, which is horribly hot. But how did you find Antarctica? Yes, you found Antarctica. And you also feel cold. You start shivering. But actually you are not in a place which is cold at all, but you start shivering. Similarly, people see ghosts. Generally they see their own faces in the mirror. So that has got an effect, bad effect in sleep. So they see ghosts. And when they see ghosts, what happens? Every person almost has experienced this dream when a ghost is coming and trying to strangle you. So you are unable to tell anything. You are unable to speak, and then you perspire. You are drenched in sweat, etc. But there is no ghost. You are sleeping in your bedroom. So this concept of ghost is an imaginary concept. This sweating, this fear which came upon you, that is also created because you thought that you saw a ghost. Similarly, you thought that you went to Antarctica. Similarly, when you see some food item, even if it is an artificial presentation, like if you see it on the internet or in a book, you start salivating. People feel that, oh, people also feel hungry after a lot of discussion about food items. Why? There was no food to begin with. But that is the contact of the sense organs with sense objects. So these are all imaginary ideas. And with these imaginary ideas, why do people get tension? Because of imaginary ideas. If I do this, then this will happen. If that happens, then that will happen. Like that you keep on thinking and start worrying and then get tensed and make others also tensed. So that is because of imaginary idea. So matraha sparshaha tu kaunteya. It is just because of the contact of sense organs with the sense objects. It is just because of the contact of sense organs with sense objects. Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkhada. And they produce all these kinds of different notions. Here not only the notions of cold and heat and pleasure and pain are indicated, but all emotions are indicated. So Atman, self, it is Sat Chit Ananda. It is always existent. It is full of consciousness, only consciousness, and it is bliss absolute. But compared to that, or in opposition to that, these notions have a beginning and an end. They are temporary. They are temporary. So they will come and go, but our true nature does not change. And also, how do we know that they are temporary? Suppose somebody is giving you mango. Now it is mango season, so somebody is giving you mango. And you like mango. And you eat one mango. Then they give another mango, you eat it. Third mango also you eat. Depending upon your appetite. Fourth or fifth mango, most probably, ordinary people cannot eat. They will say, no, enough. Then if sixth mango is force-fed, then they will say, no, I don't want to. The seventh mango, you will feel uneasy, and eighth mango, you will vomit. You will throw up. So, the same thing which gave you pleasure also gives you pain. The same thing which gives you pleasure also gives you pain. So, that is what is told here. Sri Krishna says that you see, you are confusing emotions with reality. Emotions are not reality. Neither are sense objects or sense organs. Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dhiram saha amritatvaya kalpate. So in earlier days, there was this form of addressing a person, that is Purusharshabha. That means Purusha Rishabha. Rishabha means bull. So bull among men. So maybe those days it was thought that bull was something great, etc. Now if you tell this, it may be even a scolding. You're like a bull. But those days this was a appellation, this was an address which was honorific. So Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, oh bull, that means you are great among men. That's the idea. Purusha means men, people, and Rishabha means bull. So Rishabha among people or bull among men. Etehe, these samadukha sukham, these pain and pleasure. So these people, how do they act? They are sama, they are same in pain and pleasure. They remain equanimous both in pain and pleasure. Dhiram, and they are calm. Yam, that person, that Purusha, man or person. Purusha means a person who is living in body. Purusha means a person who is living in body. So man, woman, everybody is Purusha. Na vyathayanti, is not afflicted. Saha, that person, he indeed amritatvaya, for immortality, kalpate, fit. So that calm person is fit for immortality, who is not disturbed by pain and pleasure, who is same in pain and pleasure. Generally people are afraid of pain and happy in pleasure. Why? Because they think that sense objects and these emotions are real, but they are not real. They are not real. Though you may study this in Bhagavad Gita, though you might have heard many lectures, but in practice you always end up believing that these experiences are real. Why? Because you have desires. Because you have desires, so though you are studying this, though you know that this body is unreal, anytime a person dies, then everybody takes that person's body to the crematorium, and then everybody becomes highly philosophical. Everybody, when they have a love failure or when they are unable to get an employment, they become highly philosophical. But afterwards again they go back to square one. Why? Because of desires. So everything is there in brain, but nothing is there in heart. Heartless people, all of you. So that is why this does not go to heart. So you think, this person was like that, this person ditched me, the other person will be better. This employer was like this, the other employer will be better. Okay, everybody will die, but I will live forever. All this. Na asato vidyate bhavo, na abhavo vidyate satah, ubhayo api drishtantah tu anayoho tattva darshibihi. Asatah, that which is unreal, that which is impermanent. Bhavaha na vidyate. So that which is unreal does not exist. Bhavaha means existence. Na vidyate is not there. So that which is unreal does not exist. So this book is unreal. We see that it exists, but it does not exist. What does that mean? It will not exist forever. And satah, the real thing, that which is real, api also, abhavaha na vidyate, of that non-existence is not there. That means the real is always there, though you are not seeing it. Like the Atman, your true nature, you are not seeing it, but it is always there. And tattva darshibihi, people who know the truth. Tu, indeed, anayoho ubhayoho, of these two, that is real and unreal, antaha drishtaha, they know the final truth. They have seen the final truth, or they know the knowledge of the final truth. What is the final truth? That the reality is there. Reality is there, that is the final truth. But what do? We run after unreal. We always see unreal. This entire universe, everything is unreal because it changes. Anything that changes, that which is not the same in present past and future, that is unreal. Anything that which changes is unreal. Anything that changes form is unreal. So this whole world is unreal. But we consider this world to be real. Why? Because we see it. The argument given is, I see this world, so it is real. Mandukya Upanishad says, because you see the world, it is unreal. Anything that you can see is unreal. Anything that you can experience through sense objects, sense organs is unreal. So just because you see, common sense says, I see something, I see this book, so it is real. And Advaita Vedanta will say that because you see this book, it is unreal. It is not real, it is unreal. Quite the opposite. So that is what higher physics also says. What you see is not the truth. There is something more than that. That is what higher physics says. Here anybody has studied physics? In a master's level? What do you do? Avinashi tu tadviddhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyayasya asya na kaschit kartum arhati. Yena, by which, idam, this universe, sarvam, entire, tatam is pervaded, tat, that, avinashi, indestructible, tu viddhi, know for certain, kaschit, one, asya avyayasya, of this avyaya, immutable, or that which cannot be separated, inseparable, vinasham, destruction, kartum na harati. A person who, this whole thing, this universe is pervaded by Brahman, or the ultimate reality. That is indestructible. It cannot be destroyed. And nobody has the power to destroy this, that which is indivisible, immutable. So, going back to the classic example of Vedanta, there is a dark room, there is no light, and a person gets into the room, there is a coiled rope kept there, and the person stumbles upon that and mistakes it to be snake. Now, there is no snake, but there is rope. Because of ignorance or darkness, one mistakes it to be snake. Similarly, there is only Brahman, or ultimate reality. There is no universe. Because of ignorance, we mistake it to be universe. But this universe cannot come into existence unless there is Brahman. Just like the snake would not have come into existence unless there was rope. So once light comes or knowledge comes, this rope will come into picture, or you will see the rope. Snake was never there. Even before it was not there, even afterwards it is not there. Similarly, once when somebody gets knowledge, one sees the ultimate reality, God or Brahman, and then sees that the universe was never there. Even before that it was not there, even after it is not there. So that is why it is told, that by which all this is pervaded. So the snake is pervaded by what? Rope. There is only rope. By mistake, because of darkness, you mistake it to be snake. So the snake is pervaded by rope. Similarly, this universe is pervaded by the ultimate reality, and nobody can destroy that. So your body can be destroyed, or your mind can be destroyed, or buildings or forests can be destroyed, but nobody can destroy the ultimate reality. Antavanta ime deha nityasya ukta shariranah anashino aprameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. So Arjuna is afraid of fighting his elders because he thinks, or rather he has made a false logic, that by fighting the elders everyone will die, and then what is the good of fighting such a war when there will be nobody to enjoy the victory. So Antavanta ime deha nityasya anashinah aprameyasya sharirinah. Nityasya, of that which is permanent, without change. Anashinah, of that which is indestructible. Aprameya, prameya means that by that which can be measured. Aprameya means that which cannot be measured, immeasurable, without limits. Sharirinah, of the person who is there in the body. Ime dehaha, these bodies. Antavantaha uktaha. So the bodies which one sees, these bodies are what? They are actually mistaken to be bodies of the Atman, which is without any change, which is permanent, which has no destruction, and which has no limit. And so that body, Antavanta, Uktaha, are said to have an end, because this body begins in one place and ends there. But the Sharirinaha, the person who is inside the body, that is the Atman, has no end. So Bharata, O descendant of King Bharata, Tasmat Yudhyasva. So you think that this body has an end, but in reality, the person who is inside the body has no end. So don't worry about killing a body, because it is your swadharma. You have come to the battlefield saying that you will fight the war. So don't think of, or don't be afraid of killing the body, because the body will anyway die. And the person who is inside the body, nobody can kill. That is the idea. Ya enam veti hantaram, yaschainam manyate hatam. Ubhau tau na vijanito nayam hantina hanyate. So Sri Krishna, what does he do in Bhagavad Gita? He first gives the realization. First gives the wisdom one will realize. And then he gives the paths to realize this wisdom. So this is the wisdom which is the ultimate wisdom that one would realize. What is that wisdom? Ya enam veti hantaram. Ya, who enam, this self, hantaram, slays or kills. Veti, knows that yaha cha, and also who enam, this self, hatam, is killed. Manyate, thinks. So the person who thinks that the self is killing, and the person who thinks that the self is being killed, ubhau, both, tau, these, na, not vijanitah, no, I am this self. A person who is thinking that the self or Atman is being killed, or a person who is thinking that the Atman can be killed, and another one who is thinking that the Atman is killed, both don't know the true nature of self. Because self is nahanti, cannot kill, and nahanyate, is not killed. So the self cannot kill and is not killed. What? So you believe that the self is not killed and cannot be killed? Huh? So we should bring knife now. We'll test whether you know this, whether you believe. Huh? Huh?
उससे मरेगा नहीं ना, उससे चोट लगेगा।
ना ना,
बॉडी को लगेगा, अंदर नहीं कुछ।
देखा देखा, we'll see. Any surgeon is there now?
No, today orthopedic surgeon is there.
Orthopedic surgeon have that hacksaw and all that. No? We will tell them to do some major thing. GA we will give and do. Okay. Then we will know how many rice and how many paddy.
बॉडी का है। स्वामी जी, उससे सेल्फ रिलीज नहीं होगा ना, उससे सिर्फ नेम हो जाएगा। अगर कुछ हैक्सॉ से काटा।
No. The point is that if you know that the body is unreal and the self is real, then nothing should happen to you when your body is cut. They will not be there. Pain will not be there. The person itself will not be there. Person will run.
That is fine. If person is not there, that is okay. But if one is injured and on the bed.
What fine? You do not get. She is telling that body is unreal and Atman is real, etc. etc. Body is not killed, Atman is not killed and will not kill, etc. If you have this realization, then if something happens to the body, you should not mind. But that is not happening. So it is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Not red stripe. It is not happening.
Maharaji, whenever the self is within ourselves, then the parts of the body, even it is hacked or chopped, the self is within ourselves. It is not heart. Only the parts of the body is cut.
Yes.
No, if a person realizes that, then that person should not be disturbed when the part of the body is hurt. Is that possible?
No.
Then that means you don't know that. Just by listening to some lecture or by hearing something, anybody, even a parrot can tell that. What happened?
उधर एक महाराज का काशी में महाराज का कुछ ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा बॉडी डायबिटीज पर
Turiyananda Ji Maharaj. So Turiyananda Ji Maharaj, no, wait a minute. Turiyananda Ji Maharaj told that okay, you tell me, and then that operation was done and nothing happened because
एनास्थेसिस्ट लोग बोला आपका बेहोश करेगा
no, you just tell me, and that the whole operation was done. But the next day something else was being done and he very minor, but it was not told, and so he felt pain. So Turiyananda Ji could by at will remove his consciousness from the body. Can you do that? Then why are you giving this example? No stage. You are in no stage. You are neither in that stage. You are also not in the Institute of Culture auditorium stage, or also not here. Also we have an auditorium, that stage. So simply saying that yes, body is impermanent does not do. That everybody is talking. Have you realized it? Now also you are always body you are doing.
It can be possible, all of a sudden, I should be exposed.
If I try to strangle you, it's not instinct. When you realize that you are going to die, you will immediately run. You will not think, oh, this person is strangling me. So now I am going to die. You will not do any Viveka Vichara. Will you do Vivek Vichara?
You do just now.
So when you understand that this world is unreal, when you understand that this is bondage, then you will automatically give up. So all of you think that this is all nice. This Swami has no brains. So that is why he is talking like that. But otherwise it is all nice. This world is so beautiful. These trees are beautiful. Forest is beautiful. So be in your beautiful world. That is why you are not.
God's creation is beautiful.
And also stupid like you.
Like us.
Shankaracharya said, Mooda Mate. So, authority is there. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.